Whoa! As we see Cameron decide to go for a little bit of a spin on the formation lap, just pushing a little bit too hard on those rear tyres there. Would be rather cruel, but great fun. And oh god, what are we all doing? Everyone doing? Please chat. We will have to see what they can manage. Yep, there Chuckle goes. Pretty poor attempt. Chuck in the background also giving it large, and, and Lee as well, having a pretty good effort at it. And now we just wait for the rest of the grid. Lee does get himself disqualified. The lights are getting ready to get going. We're going to get a terrible camera angle, so we're going to have to jump on board with Cameron Poulter as the lights go out. And away we go for the Bahrain Grand Prix. It's been a fantastic start from Cameron, but Chuck has had a poor start. AJ, I think, has had a pretty good start, but he's found himself a bit boxed in at the first corner. What's gone on? Cameron's gone deep into the first corner, and that's given Chuck a bit of a run around the outside. And Chuck perhaps trying to take the lead off of the Ferrari coming into the turn 4. Who is ahead? It is Chuck that is ahead, and they're fighting side by side. AJ and Josh to 13th place. That is a shame for him, but it all is sort of settled down a little bit up front. And Prodigy's had a fantastic start up to 5th as well. T2 a good start. So has Paul, even on those hards. He's up to 7th place. That's a fantastic start from the AlphaTauri driver. We're going to check back in with Chuckle, see if he's got any damage or anything. I don't think he does. He is still running in this race, all intact with the front wing as far as we can see. And there's also a little bit over yellow flag further back. What's going on? Bugatti losing a bit of time as well further back. And Aki getting past Royal Rumble too. But wow, Cameron getting a fantastic start, but just overcooking it, and he's round. Unbelievable. Cameron is spun it in the same place pretty much as he spun on the formation lap, and he's dropped back down the order once again. Unfortunate for the Ferrari driver, and even Chuckle is now trying to get past that Ferrari, but they're going to be 3 wide because it's Prof, Chuckle and Cameron all into the final corner. Chuckle's going to try and hang it around the outside. There's a Ferrari also coming in the background to see whether he can get involved. That is Flea on those softs, who's made a great start at the order. No surprise. They are going to fire up very quickly, and once again we're going to go 3 wide, and McLaren sandwiched by 2 Ferraris, and I think Chuckle may have the ascendancy there, but Cameron holding it around the outside, can't quite keep it going. And away we go once more. The Ferrari's having a good old battle, though, once again coming out of the hairpin. And Cameron looking to go at the inside of Flea, and he certainly makes that happen. And Flea is back down into notice of that. That's a great effort. AJ looks like he's struggling a bit as Prodigy goes very, very wide in the background. I think he's had a bit of a lock up there, and that's dropped him back a place or two. And shorting it out further back. And who's that? That is Cameron once again, really struggling with the rear end of that Ferrari. Perhaps he's looking a bit hot, running a bit too skinny on the road there. Flea is now fighting Royal Rumble, and they're going to be side by side and down into turn 1. And it looks like the Alfa Romeo has the run on the Ferrari, and into 11th place he goes. And LGE is round as well. LGE's had dropped it on the exit of turn 1, and they're going at it once again. And Flea has got one back over Royal. And that is a great little battle between the two of them. And I think Aki's going to have a look at the inside, but he can't quite take advantage of that. But Chuck holding on quite nicely as things stand. And who's that? That is Cheat. Oh, Tom. Unbelievable. Has dropped it. And he is tumbling down the order, and I'm gutted for him because that was a fantastic effort in qualifying and a fantastic start to the race for him. And he is definitely a proven race winner. But unfortunately, and that's Flea out. Flea is out of the race. There he is on the right hand side, you can see. And he has dropped into the wall, and that has brought out is it a full safety car? I think it is a full safety car. And that's we are not aware of nobody coming into pit by the looks of things. They're all convinced it is too early. Oh, but Aki's going to go for it, you know. Aki's going to decide to go for it, and Cameron's going to follow him as well. And I think in their position, that's a great gamble to go for. Detract from that. He's decided it's worth a punt, and do you know what? Actually, it could be. I know he's going to drop more positions doing it that way, but he's also got a lap fresher tyres than the other guys on hards, and that could be very key come the end of this race, because it's going to be a bit touch and go for those hards. leading them away. He chooses the pace, he dictates the pace. Chuckle has had a little bit of an incident, I think, further back. I don't think he's going to have any issues catching up, but it looks like he's perhaps dropped it on his own. A little bit embarrassing, but there we go. There's a safety car in the pits now, and David Benson and Chuckle now swapping for positions, and I don't know what's going on there, but we're going to go back with the leaders because Chuck has decided to go for it, and he's pulled a great restart. AJ is pretty close to the back of Lee, and also Lee Craig to the back of AJ. Look at this. Coming into turn one, is Lee going to send it? He's going to have a look at the inside of AJ. AJ leaves in space, easier on the traction for the Haas, and Lee's going to be rounding in the wall, and that might have even given him rear wing damage, and that is gutting for the Red Bull. He is round trying to go on the offensive, and unfortunately has paid the price for it. And through they go. Round on this first lap, it looks like there's, I think, is that Tiedemann going wide? It certainly is. And taking the very, very long extended cut, and he's going to be side by side with Aki. Now, coming into the left-hander, Aki's got the inside line and the advantage, and Cameron now sends one up the inside. There's contact between the two, and that has cost them both time. Royal Rumble now goes into 10th place, but unfortunately Cameron, I think, sent it a little bit late, and has compromised the both of them. T2 now tucked in behind Tiedemann in the Haas, and is looking to make a move down to the outside. He goes, Tiedemann goes rather defensive. Can T2 go around the outside? He's later on the brakes. Round the outside does the Aston Martin goes, and that could be a very nice move indeed, and it certainly is. And he's up into 11th place and on the tail of Royal already. Bugatti and Chuckle trading positions a bit further back. I think Chuckle was a bit quicker, but it looks like Bugatti's got him on the straight line speed. Cameron going around the out into 12th. Cameron goes and trying to make amends for earlier on. And I see T2's on the soft compound tyres, hence why he's making good progress. Hits past further back. Also, Tom making a move on Royal Rumble, putting those softs to good use. He's flying up through the order, as I suspected. You know, that he's willing to brave it out, but we're going to go back with Cameron and Royal, who are having a good old ding-dong further back, and I think that's Royal gone very deep into the hairpin, and Cameron says, thank you very much. I will have that position, and into the top 9 he goes with a little bit of too much power on the exit, and that's going to allow Royal Rumble to come flying back at him with the use of DRS as well. And we've also got Tom and Chuckle going side by side further back. Chuckle up the inside with DRS. Has got the move, but T2 has got the up and under on him. And they're going to go side by side round the right-hander. That's going to be a difficult one to go side by side. And T2's got the position back. And that is great racing from these boys. Fantastic. But we are going to go back with the lead because Josh is getting very, very close to the back of Chuck, and he's going to go up the inside here with the use of DRS. They're going to be side by side. There's a bit of contact between the two. I think possibly Josh just ran a little bit of curb on the inside from that camera angle, but it was difficult to see. Perhaps Chuck turned in a bit too much. I couldn't quite tell. But Josh McGill is now going to get DRS down to the right-hander. And Chuck's going to hold it around the outside. A little more grip available on the outside line. And he manages to hold the lead for now. But mediums, he's going to be very, very quick indeed. And closing up on the lead battle, I'm sure. But he might be able to make a move here on Prodigy. Is he going to try and get past? He's using his battery. He's going to go to the outside. And with the use of DRS, he is ahead before the braking zone and into 4th place. Josh McGill getting a nice exit out of there, and he's only 3/10 behind. Not even that really when you look at it. There's a swap position for T2 and Cameron further back, but we're going to keep an eye on the lead because Josh McGill is flying past the Red Bull, and I think he's going to have the move made before the braking zone, and he certainly is. And into turn 1 he goes ahead and in the lead, but Chuck will get DRS back and potentially a chance to have a go back at him. However, can't quite make the move there. Chuckle and T2 also swapping positions further back once again. We'll get DRS. AJ has dropped out of DRS range now, so Josh McGill really up in the ante with the pace here. Is Chuck going to be close enough? It's close enough for Josh McGill to want to go defensive, and round the outside, Chuck is going to try for it, and Josh McGill's going to hold the centre line and prevent him going past. And GFO and Prof having a good old ding dong further back, and GFO's up to 7th. He's managed to get the Aston Martin And who's got the slippery car in the straight line? It's not going to be enough coming in the braking zone. He can't quite send it, but they're going to be pretty close coming out of here once again. And it's once again, Chuckle is going to get the run on the Ferrari driver. DRS wide open, pulls the inside. Cameron is going to choose not to defend it. And up the inside, the McLaren goes, and that is into 9th place for him. And now all of a sudden, he becomes the leader on the fresh, that pitted under the safety car for the fresh mediums. But he's going to want to extra careful. And is that Cameron spun in the middle sector? I think it is. Where is he? Cameron has gone round and is miles off the track. And down the order he goes once again. And oh, here we go. Now's the move. Chuck has come into the pits. He's going for the undercut. He's going to get, because I'm expecting to see the McLaren of Josh come in, and he's not. He's going to stay out. AJ's going to call it in. He doesn't want to get undercut too much. Paul's naturally going to stay out on the hard. Same with LGE and GFO. Are in pretty strong positions. 25.5 seconds off the lead, and he needs to start getting that gap down. And this is, he's done a lap. His tyres should be up to temperature, but he is now in a little bit of traffic because AJ's come out ahead of him. I missed that. AJ has come out ahead of him, so the overcut has worked very nicely for him. But look at this. Those cold tyres on that Haas really struggling for AJ, and Chuck is all over the back of him here, and this is holding Chuck up, and this is playing into Josh's hands. So the overcut is more powerful. Getting those hard tyres up to temperature is not very quick at all. Well, certainly Chuck struggled with it, but he is going to get a good run now in this middle DRS zone, and away he goes, and that has cost him heaps of time to Josh McGill, and that could be very key in this race. And there it is. Josh is in the pits, and I think that could have sealed the deal. But look, up to speed he goes, and he's going to be well ahead. I know Chuckle will have the warmer tyres, so he's going to drop back a few seconds wherever he comes out, but Chuck has no battery either which to defend with. But look at that, it's like a 3.5-4 second gap between the two of them. There is Josh. He's got the overcut very nicely. That squabbling has really cost. And oh, David Benson has retired. Oh, he's done it in the pits, so we're all good. No safety car, fortunately, in quite the position here. And oh, who's that? Who is that? That's Royal. Royal is round in the first sector. I missed what happened there. Perhaps he's lost the back end. He's done a Grosjean, but fortunately not on fire. He is still going. Aki also on it as Cameron Poulter now has a look at the inside, also on very old hards. And then you've got, here we go, Josh McGill on. Josh McGill's gone on mediums. Did he start on mediums or was he on hards? I must have missed that, as we see Cameron and Aki going side by side just up ahead. We're going to skip what we were going to have a look at because Cameron's made a move on Aki, and that's a great battle. There further back, is Josh McGill going to send it on Aki? No, there's no room, but nearly runs into the back of the AlphaTauri driver under braking. He's pushing this AlphaTauri along. He wants to give him the hurry up. And off he goes. But no, I'm just going to have a look at the race director. Josh McGill. Yeah, he's gone medium. I missed that. So that kind of takes Josh McGill out of the race because he's going to have to pit again. It must be he's selected that in error. I'm not sure, but that's where he got his tyres up to speed so quickly. And speaking of the devil, Paul is in the pits. I think Chuckle's in with the best shout here, as long as those tyres last. But he did stay out that extra lap. He pitted under Josh McGill on the back of Cameron, coming into turn 1. And Josh McGill will have that spot made. And into P2 he goes. And this could have been a pit 1-2 for McLaren. But unfortunately, Josh will have to pit again. Side Prodigy has made a move on his teammate, Mr. Wigglesworth, for the podium positions, and LGE sent one at the inside, and I didn't see if there was contact, but it looked like there potentially could have been. Mr. Wigglesworth going off track to avoid anything too much, but he's managed to keep hold of the position. And the Williams once again tucks in behind, but he's got GFO all over the back of him. Josh McGill sets fast his lap, no surprise there. And we have a few people pitting. Bugatti's in the pits, Aki in the pits as well, so like he can't go to the end of the race on those on those hards. He is feeling vulnerable. He thinks they won't last. So, is Chuckle going to have to pit by the end of this race? He's got 1 lap older tyres than Aki did. Younger, sorry. Only 1 lap. He's going to look to stretch him. I'm sure he is. We'll go back with the leaders once again. Chuckle rounding out yet another lap. So he's no intention of pitting. Mr. Wigglestaff has crashed and he is out. He is DNF'd. And will that bring out a safety car of some kind? It certainly will. There is Mr. Wigglestaff. He has gone round. And that is a full safety car. And that is going to change things massively. Massively. Royal is in the pits. Poole is looking in a very good laps remaining. I don't think anyone else is really going to pit. There's probably not a huge amount of point. What is Chuckle going to do? Chuckle is going to come into the pits. I'm not entirely surprised there. Josh McGill inevitably in, Cameron in. Chuck is going to come in as well. And AJ. Not sure about that one. Poole. Yeah, Poole's going to inherit the lead of this race here. And I'll tell you what, I think GFO's going to follow him through potentially as well. GFO might not get into P2, but he's going to be close. He might, yeah, he will do actually. He is going to get into P2. He's going to provide a rear gunner for Poole.